Evening guys, so Jason from JVA Carpy Adventures, and you join me on another Friday after work o'clock. We're on winter time, so it's starting to get dark, so I need to make this quick. So I'm back at Mousehole Lakes again, this time on Kestrel, which is actually where I was last time I was here. Swim 6, Kestrel again. So for now I'm going to quickly run the intro and then we'll get on with it. Alright guys, so like I said, it is actually, keep forgetting, somebody did ask, so it's actually the 8th of December, so Friday 8th of December. I'm at Mousehole Lakes again on Kestrel, swim 6. Now I was here on my last visit, didn't catch, and in fact the whole lake was really quiet. Fish have slowly started coming out across the lake, so happy days, I'm back here in swim 6 with my fingers crossed that I can get one for you this weekend. So I've gone for a slightly different approach this weekend guys. I've left the bait boat in the van. I'm trialling a new bait out this weekend. I'm not going to say what it is just yet. If I catch on it, I'm sure I can. I'll be allowed to, but at the minute I'm not allowed to guys, so sorry. But I am testing a new bait. I will say one of them's a nutty, light coloured, and one's like a fish meal. So I've got those out today. Now I've got the old wrapping sticks out today, and I've kind of pretty much gone out to 2 spots at 10.5 wraps and another one at 10.25 wraps. So just spread them out in open water today. I did have some maggots with me, so I've kind of made crumb for this new boilies, chopped with a bit of chops and maggots in a PVA mesh bag, and that's gone out with each of the 2 rods. Now the 3rd rod is actually a Parker Baits OG Fish Magic Bean Wafter, but I've put the same mix that I've put into the PVA bag, into the mesh bags, into the PVA bag. So we'll have to see what happens. Friday night, fingers crossed. I'm going to change the lens and then I'll show you where the rods are guys. Evening guys, so I'm going to show you where the rods are for Friday evening. So my first evening, light's going to be going soon, so I need to sort of get it sharpish. So, Reed Island, right in front of me. Pretty obvious one, so let's just zoom in a bit more, maybe get it a bit more central, and I am, forgive the finger, about here, so 10 wraps out towards that. Then in the channel about there, and then about there. Like I said, I'm trialling new baits, so I can't really say exactly what they are just yet. I might be able to later on in the vlog if I start catching on them probably. But for now, for Friday, that's where I am. Only slight difference, no bait boat this week. Just put them out at wraps, so 10.5 wraps for the first 2, and the last one, which is a solid PVA bag, I did to 10.25 wraps. Just so I've kind of covered that channel over there. So, fingers crossed. Evening guys. So get back in the light. Evening guys, so Friday evening update. You wouldn't have had them in either. I've only got an ad one. I'm not quite sure I remembered what to do really. It's been so long. Cool. So probably about 5:45. The right hand rod, 10.5 wraps out, absolutely took off. Happy days. Had a beautiful 22-pound common. Let's show you it here now. Hi guys, so testing out this new bait and early doors. Within 2 hours of having the rods in, it's gone off with a beautiful 22-pound common. So let's get her up for you. As always guys, Mousehole Lakes, immaculate. Look at that guys. She's feisty, she doesn't want to be calmed guys. Look at that guys, absolute beauty. Absolute beauty. Right, I'll let it settle for a sec, get some pictures. Alright guys, going to be letting her rest for a sec. I know she doesn't want to. Look at that absolute beauty. There she goes. Thank you very, very much. obviously, as I'm sure you guys can gather, very, very happy. Now, I do always say, listen, you go somewhere first night, you catch, you've been lucky. So I've been lucky. The only thing is, I have slightly changed my approach this week, and I'm quite happy about it for a couple of reasons. One, I wrapped up all of my spots today, so I know 10.5 wraps, can wrap it out, get the torch on. Fortunately for me, it's towards the Reed Island, so I can just bosh straight out. I know I'm close enough to where I was earlier. Happy days. So that's really good, really happy about that. No using the bait boat this weekend, and obviously I'm using a new bait, so just going to see how I go over the weekend. But so happy. Thank you, carp gods. So happy to get one on the first night. Just takes a lot of pressure off me, and you know, now I can sort of relax a little bit more. And it's crazy, but I find once you've had that first fish, you generally have more. So yeah, obviously I'm praying for more, that'd be nice, but it's just nice to have a fish. You know, it's been a bit hard for me lately here, I've got to be honest guys, at Mousehole it's been a bit hard for me. So yeah, really happy with that. And like I said, you know, 5:45, so early doors. It's only been in a few hours tops. We're in dark o'clock, so plenty of the night to go. So fingers crossed it's not going to be a quiet weekend for me. I'm hoping it's going to be absolute bedlam the whole weekend, make up for the last time. And actually the last time I was here guys, I was in this swim. So my last visit to Mousehole Lakes, I was on Kestrel, swim 6, not a million miles from where I was tonight actually, to be fair. Maybe a rod length or two further forward to the island, but still on the same line. So not a million miles from where I was, but obviously this week I'm trying a different bait, and so far it seems to have worked, so fingers crossed, happy days. Let's hope I can bring you some more either during the night or in the morning. Morning guys. So obviously no more footage throughout the night. I mean, I had no more fish throughout the night, so hopefully I'm not going to be one and done, because that would be bad. Obviously still early days really. So I was up a couple of times during the night watching the water. Didn't hear anything, didn't see anything. Water was lovely, flat, calm. Moon was out a bit, so you've got enough to go on, enough light there to see, you know, the water quite well. And I didn't see anything to go at. So for now, as always, the rods will stay in till 10 o'clock, which is probably going to be good because it's raining at the minute, and I believe it's about to stop about 10 o'clock. So that'd be kind of good timing for me. Obviously, I've got up, got all my stuff on ready for a bite, and that's something I do guys. You know, if I know it's going to be raining or whatever through the night, I'll actually put all my waterproofs on. This is the thermal gear, but I'll normally put all the waterproofs on, just so if I have a bite I can sort of run out and not get soaked really. So that's something else that's worth doing. So I'm gonna have a coffee, wake up, watch the water as best I can, listen out for anything, which is the main thing you do when it's dark hours, and have my fingers crossed that I can get another bite for you guys really. Obviously I'm trialling a new bait this weekend, so I'd really like to get, you know, another fish out. The two different types of baits, I've had one on one type, let's hope I can get one on the other type. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna have a coffee, wake up, and fingers crossed I can bring you another fish. Morning guys, so Saturday morning update is a good one. I actually went and had another fish. So I had another, same rod, same position, 10.5 wraps out, same new bait. So it's looking good for this new bait, I've got to say. So let's show you a little footage. This one came in at £27 2 ounce. It's another absolutely immaculate common from Mousehole Lakes. Here you go guys. Alright guys, so this is actually fish number 2 for me within 24 hours on a brand new bait. I can't disclose just yet, but I will at some point I hope. And this is another common, £27 2 ounce, and again, like all at Mousehole, it's an absolute beauty. Let's get up for you guys. I have already treated with propolis as always. Always make sure you've got that with you guys. Look at this, absolute beauty. God, I'll tell you what guys, done halfway a bit. If they fight, pull them into you guys, and then lay them back down. Alright guys, so this is number 2 going back in. As always, we like to rest them. They've had a battle. Gave me a really good battle. Look at the size of that, guys. Absolutely perfect. Look at that. Oh, so good. Happy days. So, as you can see, happy days. I was really happy with that one. Luckily, Rod came round and filmed it for me. I couldn't use this camera because obviously it was raining, so I had to use my phone. So, brought the rods in at 10 o'clock, had my comfort break like normal. So now we're getting ready for Saturday afternoon. And I'm going to change it slightly. That rod that's been producing, which is the one towards the Reed Island, I'm obviously going to stick back on that same spot 100%. But I'm now going to stick one just to the right of that. About the same distance actually, another 10.5 wraps to the right. And then I'm going to do one to the left in the channel a little bit closer to me now. So I'm just going to play around with the distances on the 2 outer rods. Keep the middle one where it is because it's produced 2 fish. Also, I normally do solid bags. I'm predominantly a solid bag, to be fair, but I've had 2 on lead clips. I've taken a solid bag off, put that back to a lead clip, and I'm going to have 2 out on the pineapple. They've caught me 2 fish so far, so it makes sense to have 2 out on this new bait. And let's see if we can get some more fish. I mean, really excited. It's literally just stopped raining, so I'm putting them out with mesh bags full of crumb and some maggots. So fingers crossed I can get some more fish. But wow, what a change from 3 weeks ago. I think I was last here, and in this swim fishing pretty much the same sort of spots. I couldn't get a bite. Now a new bait, 2 bites already within 24 hours. So thank you, carp gods, really happy. So I'm going to get myself set up, get the rods out. I've already wrapped up all my rods, so they're all set to the right distance. I just need to get the rigs on, make up some mesh bags with crumb and maggot, and then get them out. So I'm going to do that, and I'll come back to you later and show you where they are. Hi guys, so Saturday afternoon and I've got the rods out. Let's show you where they are. So I've got the Reed Island in front of me, and I'm just going to point, I'm afraid guys. So I've gone to about here, and then in the middle, and then if we just come across in between the island about here. So apologies for the finger guys, it makes it much easier for me though. So the only difference I've done from yesterday is I've taken the solid bag off, which is on Parker Baits OG Fish, and moved it to one of the test baits that I've had 2 fish on. So makes sense to me to do that. So fingers crossed, might be able to get one this afternoon. Alright guys, well I've had some murders at Mousehole Lakes with the wind today. The bivvy is now having to face the other way because it totally blew off on me, and all my shit is all over there. So I've just managed to get the rods out before it gets dark, so I'm quickly going to tell you where they are guys. So over towards that channel that you probably can't see, zoom in a little bit, might not be light, I do apologise guys. So over here I've got one here and one there. That's it for Saturday night guys. Obviously I've still got to get all my stuff in the bivvy, and also apologies, a poor update, but that's it for Saturday night. I've had 2 already. I really would love to get another one at least. Fingers crossed. Evening guys, so I thought I'd give you a bit of a proper update since it's been a bit hectic today. So I got the rods out this morning, put them out with the idea, get them out for a few hours and then swap them over, move them about. That didn't quite happen because I had a bit of bedlam going on. I nearly ended up losing my bivvy with the wind. Unfortunately I've got a westerly wind and it was blowing into me, and with gusts of about 40 miles an hour it took off one side of my overwrap. So I went out dealing with the overwrap, and then the front of the bivvy just lifted up the wind, and yeah, pretty hairy for a bit. Fortunately Harry came to my rescue and Rod came to my rescue, so was able to sort it out. But essentially I had to, if I didn't have, I've got a zip-in ground sheet in my bivvy, so the zip-in ground sheet sort of lifted up also, so the table went, the kettle went, the water went, the coffee went, everything went flying when it lifted up the front. But it also meant that it had the bed chair on the ground sheet and the tension strap underneath that, so it kind of helped it stay in place. It just literally ripped everything else off. So yeah, eventful, but it happened. So I've had to position myself actually facing away from my water basically, which is terrible. I can't stand not watching the water. It's winding me up, but it's the only way to deal with this wind at the minute. And I've been in windier conditions, but normally I make sure I've got my back to it, and you know, I didn't do it today. So there's a lesson learned. And also make sure you use every single pegging point you can from now on, and use those 12-inch long pegs when you've really got high winds. So it's still pretty windy now. See the light flickering and stuff like that where it's shaking, the bivvy's still shaking, but it's all safe. I'm not going to go flying anywhere, thankfully. So rods are out. I've gone for 2 of the new baits at about 10.5 wraps towards the island, one on the right hand side, one on the centre of the island, which is where I've had the last 2 fish from. And then I've gone in between the Reed Island and the main island in the channel basically. So that's where they are for tonight. I've had 2 so far, really happy with that, can't complain, but we'd always want more, wouldn't we guys? Do you know what I mean? You'd always want another fish or 2. So praying to those carp gods that they bless me with another fish tonight. I really hope they do. If they do, I'll make sure to get them on camera for you. I just thought, hold on guys, I've got my bed tilted funny at the minute. So guys, while I remember, Mousehole Lakes, you've got the mug on a mug competition. Your chance to win my ugly mug on a mug for giving me a good suggestion for a vlog to do at Mousehole Lakes. We've had some good ones recently, so yeah, if you come up with any good ideas, please feel free to leave me comments below of what you'd like to see me cover, and you could win one of these bad boys. Thanks for watching guys. Oh god, really is blowy here. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but yes, it's pretty windy here at the minute. Alright guys, hopefully I'm going to get another fish tonight and I'll be able to bring you that. Morning guys, so your early morning update, Sunday morning, and obviously that lack of footage means I didn't have anything through the night, which to be honest, with those 2 bites on the same rod, same spot, same bait, I thought I might have done. I did manage to get it back out on the same spot yesterday, which I'll be honest, I did have to take a few tries with because the wind was kind of really blowing it. You know, I was casting, it was really blowing it somewhat yesterday, so it was a bit tricky getting them on the exact same spots while I wanted to, but I did and I was happy with them. So little bits of surprise, nothing went off. It's been really windy all night. A couple of liners, so I've rushed that because I'm now facing away from my rod, so I can't just look out and have a look at the bobbin. So yeah, I've rushed that a few times actually last night, and yeah, little surprise, but I'm not unhappy. Obviously I've had 2 fish out of it. I don't think anyone else has had anything out this week. It's probably been a little bit tough, but I definitely feel like it's picking up at Mousehole Lakes. Definitely feel like, you know, it's getting back to its original form. I'm actually going to try something a little bit different guys. So I was going to be trialling a different bait this weekend, but I opted for what I'm on at the minute. But I was going to be trying some Bayliss baits. So they're Bayliss Illuminate range, which basically, I'm going to quickly show you them. They're a bait that you charge with a UV light to make them sort of glow. And I suppose if I turn the light off quickly, which I suppose I can do, let me just turn this off, you'll get an impression of what I'm talking about. Okay, that's not going to show you much, is it? How about if I take the light off and turn it around? So I'm actually charging this one at the minute. I'm going to put this out. It's kind of a glow in the dark bait. Let's put that back on it so I can keep charging it and get some light back on. So that's what I was going to be trialling this week. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to get this back over here without messing it up. So that's what I was going to be trialling this week. Let's make it a little bit brighter. But I've opted for what I opted for, and it's got me 2 fish, so I cannot complain. But like I said, 6 o'clock, I'm going to stay until 10 at least, so I'm going to put this out and have about 4 hours on it, see how I go on that. Got to give it a little go on this lake. Next week I'm on Kingfisher, I believe, so fingers crossed I might be able to get some for you there. But I'm going to have a coffee. I'd normally say watch the water, but I'm facing the wrong lake currently guys, so I'm not going to be doing that. So Well, actually I might go out, stand outside. It's not that cold or blowy at the minute, so go outside and have my coffee and just have a watch of the water for a bit. So, thanks for watching up to this point, guys. I still think there's a chance of another fish before I leave. So, keep watching and fingers crossed I might be able to bring you another. Morning, guys. So, Sunday morning and I've had no more fish through the night. It's about 8:15. I want to try and leave around 10ish. So, everything's still up, bivvy's still up, everything's still up. So, I want to start packing down. So, I thought I'd do the closure now, just so I'm not all hot and sweaty when I come back to you. So firstly, 2 fish on a new bait. Very happy with that, especially if you think the last time at Mousehole I was in the same swim, I went roughly to the same spots and had nothing. So good indications for this new bait. Can't let you know what it is just yet, but the minute I can I will. So happy days on that. Thought I might have had another one, but it's not happened. It happens that way sometimes. Obviously I had some bedlam yesterday with the bivvy. Unfortunately I had a westerly wind, it was blowing inside. It took off the overwrap. As I was dealing with that, it lifted the front of the bivvy. Fortunately for me, with my bivvy, it's got a zipping ground sheet and then the tension strap underneath, so it kind of held it down slightly because of the weight of the bed and all the rest. But it might not have been that way. And fortunately I had Harry, Joe's son, and Rod come to my aid and we were able to collapse it, take everything out, turn it all around. So yeah, I haven't been facing the lake for the rest of the night, which isn't good for me, because I need to be watching the water basically. So firstly, guys, I'm going to guess this is probably going to come to you after Christmas, or maybe just before. If it's just before Christmas, Happy New Year, guys. Hope you have a great time. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps me out greatly. If you've enjoyed this edition of the Mousehole Diaries, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to be notified of future posts, hit that bell icon. I do post every Friday on YouTube, normally around 6:30 or 7 o'clock, and I do vlogs like this one, sometimes bait making, sometimes reviews as well. So thank you very, very much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to drop them below, and just leaves me to say, stay safe, stay fishing. I'll see you in the next vlog.